Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Education meeting of the Freehold Regional High School District. My name is Alex Ferreira. I am the Assistant Superintendent for Business Administration and Board Secretary for the district. Pursuant to board policy, tonight's meeting will start off with me as the President pro tem until a new board president is elected. So first, I'm going to start off by reading the November 4th election results. For Englishtown, Diana Capiello, 11,515 votes, write-in 180. Farmingdale is Patty Lavin, 12,504 votes, write-ins 100. Howell, Ms. Joan Butcher-Farkas, 5,160 votes. Mr. Zach Metzger, 10,713 votes. And then the write-in. And in the write-ins at 105 votes. At this time, I'm going to call up each newly elected board member individually to join me at the podium for the oath of office. So I'm going to start off with Ms. Capiello. Ms. Capiello, please raise your right hand. I, Diana Capiello.
I, Diana Capiello.
Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the same and to the governments established.
To the same and to the governments established.
In the United States and this state.
In the United States and this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Diana Capiello.
I, Diana Capiello.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I possess the qualifications prescribed by law.
That I possess the qualifications prescribed by law.
For the office of a member of the Board of Education.
For the office of a member of the Board of Education.
And that I am not disqualified as a voter.
That I am not disqualified as a voter.
Pursuant to RS 19:4-1.
Pursuant to RS 19:4-1.
4-1. Nor disqualified
Nor disqualified
due to a conviction of a crime or offense
due to a conviction of a crime or offense
listed in NJSA
listed in NJSA
18A:12-1.
18A:12-1.
And that I will faithfully,
And that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of that office
perform all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank Alex for helping me through that because I am not very visually competent.
Anytime. Ms. Lavin, please. You want to get down? Both? Ms. Lavin, please raise your right hand. I, Pat Lavin,
I, Kathy Loudon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established
to the same and the governments established
in the United States and this state
in the United States and the state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Kathy Lavin,
I, Kathy Loudon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for the office of a member of the Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19:4-1,
pursuant to RS 19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to a conviction of a crime
nor disqualified due to the conviction of a crime
or offense listed
or offense listed
in NJSA 18A:12-1,
listed in NJSA 18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of that office
perform all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God. 23 years.
Ms. Lavin, you can have a seat.
Okay, I'm all set.
Ms.
Ready to
Metzger.
go.
You're 24.
Mr. Metzger, please raise your right hand. I, Zach Metzger,
I, Zach Metzger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments established
to the same and to the governments established
in the United States and this state,
in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I, Zach Metzger,
I, Zach Metzger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for the office of member of Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19:4-1,
pursuant to RS:19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to the conviction of a crime or offense
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense
listed in NJSA 18A:12-1,
listed in NJSA 18A:12-1,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties of that office
perform all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay. All right, so with all board members having taken the oath and seated, I'm going to proceed with roll call. Mr. Asatola.
Present.
Ms. Bruno.
Present.
Mrs. Capiello.
Here.
Mr. Metzger.
Here.
Mrs. Higley.
Here.
Ms. Lavin.
Here.
Ms. McCobb.
Here.
Mr. Messinger.
Here.
Mr. Bruno.
Here.
Thank you very much. All right. At this point, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for the office of the President of the Board of Education. Pursuant to board bylaws, no second is necessary for such nomination. Do we have any nominations?
Yes,
Mr.
I
Escalante?
would, with great honor, like to nominate Michael Messenger for President of the Board of Education.
Mr. Asatola nominated Mr. Messinger. Do we have any other nominations? Hearing none, I'm going to move for, seeing no more nominations, I'm going to call for a motion to close nominations and elect Mr. Messinger as the President of the Board of Education. So,
Move.
Second, moved by Ms. Capiello.
Second.
Second by Ms. Higley.
thank you. Okay, roll call vote. Mr. Asatola.
Yes.
Ms. Bruno.
Yes.
Mrs. Capiello.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mrs. Higley.
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin.
Yes.
Ms. McCobb.
Yes.
Mr. Messinger.
Yes.
Mr. Bruno.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. At this point, Mr. Messinger, I can either turn over to you for VP, or if you want me to do it, I can do it.
You do the VP, the last bit of administrative duties.
Sounds good.
Before you hand that gavel back over.
I hereby open nominations for the office of Vice President. Similar to the President position, no second is necessary pursuant to the board bylaws. Do we have any nominations?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Jamie Bruno of Manalapan.
Okay, Mr. Messinger is nominating Ms. Bruno. Do we have any other nominations? Okay, seeing no other nominations, there's a call for a motion to close nominations and elect Ms. Bruno as the Vice President of the Board of Education. We have her first.
Moved.
I have Ms. Higley.
Ms. moved, second.
Ms. Capiello.
Mrs. Capiello. Okay, roll call vote. Mr. Asatolo.
Absolutely.
Ms. Bruno.
Can I vote for myself?
Yes, vote for yourself.
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Capiello.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mrs. Higley.
Yes.
Ms. Lavin.
Yes.
Ms. McCaw.
Yes.
Mr. Messinger.
Yes.
Mr. Bruno.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over back to Mr. Messinger as board president, and we're going to proceed with the agenda, which will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then turn it over to Mr. Scott.
So, Mr. President, it's your pleasure, sir. Would you like to do the ethics presentation now or after executive session?
We can do it there.
Do it now, okay? You all, yeah, I'll just get ready, so yes. Here we go.
Congratulations to the newly elected board members and to my township representative, Mr. Messinger, as board president, and Ms. Bruno as board vice president. Truly deserved. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Antonio.
You're welcome.
Did I get yours? I'm sorry. Okay, I understand. All set? All right, I see, I got my timer. All right, good evening, everybody. Congratulations to our newly elected board member, and congratulations to our returning board members and to our board officers. Looking forward to another great year. A couple of quick housekeeping items before we get started. In front of each of you, you'll find a packet. The first is the presentation information that we give out. I ask, please, that you sign and provide back to Mr. Ferreira as board secretary the acknowledgement of the receipt of the School Ethics Act, as well as the fact that you were here and we had this discussion tonight. This is very important for CUSAC. We want to make sure we all get our points. Second piece of paper is the packet. Those of you returning will remember it well, and I thank you for the feedback last year. You will see now there is a line for your name at the top. Please fill this out. You don't have to do it tonight. And please just return it to Mr. Ferrer, who will get it to me. This helps us put together a conflict matrix chart that we use to help each one of you with any potential conflicts, so we can advise you accordingly during these meetings. All right, so each year we are required to have a discussion about the School Ethics Act. Sadly, I will tell you, particularly for a newly elected board member, this very engaging, invigorating conversation does not take the place of the mandatory training that you have to do, but it is informative, I think, nonetheless, and I will try to keep everyone awake. Just as a kind of 10,000-foot overview, under the School Ethics Act, there are really tenets and policy-driven rules and procedures, and those really are to hold the respect and confidence of the people that elected you, and to avoid conduct which, in violation of that trust, and more importantly, creates a justifiable impression among the public that the trust has been violated. Those are really the tenets and what drive the provisions within the School Ethics Act. And it is the School Ethics Act that governs and dictates board member conduct. And that is the rules of the game, for lack of a better term, that you are all charged to follow. 10,000-foot view, Board of Education is the governing body of the school district. It is charged with high-level policy making, decisions and actions. It is the only entity that can enter into certain actions. So for instance, it is only the Board of Education that can enter into a contract, a settlement agreement, a union settlement. But its decision-making authority is statutorily limited. Again, you will hear the three big proverbs. Those of you who've been here a long time get tired of hearing me say it, but it's policy, planning, and appraisal. Those are really the guiding principles for board member actions. We have to avoid what are called conflicts of interest, and we'll talk about those as we go forward and throughout the year. And your conduct is governed by the School Ethics Act itself. What I've done in looking over the cases that have come out over the past year is I've kind of highlighted some major themes or pitfalls that we see time and time again, not here in Freehold Regional, but in other districts around the state, because each month the New Jersey School Boards Association puts out a bulletin listing the decisions that have come out where board members have been found to violate the School Ethics Act. So the first common pitfall is you see board members trying to administer the district. Again, board members are limited to policy, planning, and appraisal. It's the administration's job to run the schools. Second pitfall that we see a lot within the last year to 18 months is board members taking unilateral action, meaning members of the community coming up to board members trying to solve the problems that are presented to them related to the school district instead of referring those complaints, referring those issues to the appropriate member of the administration, because as you'll see, one of the tenets of the School Ethics Act is that board members have to refer complaints initially to the superintendent to try to resolve it initially, and we are, as a Board of Education, really the option of last resort. We're not the first stop in the process, we're meant to be the last. Third, exercising control over staff or students. This gets into micromanaging, and we've had a lot of cases, we've seen those over the years. The next one is compromising or speaking for the board itself. We have seen these a lot in cases involving social media, where board members, we live in a digital age, in a digital world, where board members, like other members of the public, are posting. The Ethics Commission has rules and guidelines for social media posts that we will go over, and I give great detail that I won't read them to you tonight. I give this packet to you as a reference point. Number 5 is directly assisting businesses or friends. This gets into that violating of the public trust. And those are some of the other things. And the last one is going the lone wolf. And that is where we operate as a body. We vote, majority rules. If we are a board of 9, we are each of weighted votes. We are one of 2 boards in the state. We are weighted votes by statute, meaning it is not one person, one vote. Each vote counts a certain percentage. However, once the majority rules, that's the action that we take forward. And where board members and other places get in trouble is they stomp their feet, hold their breath, and take action to try to undermine the board itself. Okay? So, the next couple slides, I'm not going to read them to you. I have outlined all 10 provisions of the School Ethics Act. I have given you also cases. Try to be as relevant as possible because each year not every single provision is violated. But I give you summaries of the cases. I also give to each one of you the citation to the case. If you want to go on the School Ethics Act website, you can pull the case up. Some of them are interesting reads, I will tell you. The fact patterns are bizarre. And really, I give them to you to illustrate, rather than talk to you in a vacuum, what each tenet of the School Ethics Act is meant to address or to try to prevent. So I've also, because I like to cut things down a little bit, I give them kind of my own little nicknames. So the first one is follow the rules. Follow the rules of the state, follow the rules of the federal government. We can't act outside of that. That is our lane. That's how we have to act. If we want to advocate for change, we have to do so within the accepted norms and the accepted procedures. Again, I give some cases of how board members violated this. Second provision, the kids come first. That is meant that decisions are meant to be made in terms of the educational welfare of students, and board members seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the needs of all students. Really, that's why you're here. That's why I call this the kids come first provision. Again, a nice case, some entertaining fact patterns as to how that got violated. The next one is looking at the big picture, okay? And that is right there, that phrase, that policy, planning, and appraisal. That's what drives your actions. That's what board members or Board of Education members are limited to in their actions. Again, another case, oops, I'm sorry, just a fact pattern. This is for your reference point, not for me to sit here and read to you. But again, some of these facts are just absolutely ridiculous. The next one is no micromanaging. Board members must carry out the responsibilities not to administer schools, but together with fellow board members to see that they are well run. This is one of the big ones that we see time and time again, which is why I give several cases and several examples for you as to what constitutes micromanaging. Okay, one more. The next one is, I can't promise you that. And that's when we see where board members make individual promises, whether it is to constituents, whether it's to businesses, whether it's to employees. But the provision provides that authority rests with the Board of Ed, and no personal promises or private actions can be taken that may compromise the board. We are only able to act when we are in a board meeting like this. We are in session. Outside of a meeting like this, there is no authority that a board member exercises, with the exception of the board president, who has the ability to speak on behalf of the board and who the superintendent must consult with as it pertains to certain actions. But all of those actions then have to be reported to the full board the next time we are back in session. The next provision, kind of keeping with that maintaining public trust. I will refuse to surrender my judgment to special interests or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends. This gets to that upholding the public trust and avoiding any actions that might give an implication of a violation of that trust. Again, I give examples for you. I can keep a secret is the next provision. Those of you that have been here a long time know when we're in executive session, we discuss a lot of confidential matters, whether they are student related, they are staff related, they are litigation related, they are negotiations related, and those matters must be kept confidential and sacrosanct. Those are not things that can be divulged, otherwise, well, I would say this, you see more and more penalties under the School Ethics Act as it comes out of violating that confidence in executive session. And I give some examples, particularly one case that I think was the Ethics Commission was most upset about, was involving a board member taking to social media to try to help allay public concerns when there was a student discipline matter that was engaging social media, caused it to go on fire, and the board member, in an attempt to help, put out information divulging confidential student information, divulging a student's identity, and the Ethics Commission was plenty upset that they recommended the second to highest penalty, which is essential. So again, this is that keeping confidence and maintaining that public trust. The next provision is listening to your superintendent's recommendation. Nobody gets hired, nobody gets fired, nobody gets transferred in the district absent the superintendent's recommendation and affirmative vote of the board. That doesn't mean that it's a blank check, that the board just has to do what the superintendent says, but if a board is going to go against the superintendent's recommendation, it can't be for reasons that are arbitrary, capricious, unreasonable, discriminatory, or retaliatory. We've never had that issue here in all the years I have been with you guys. Again, just kind of listing that out. The next provision is I will support and protect school personnel in the proper performance of their duties. My friends from Bartles and James know that I'm aging myself by putting that up there. Again, these are pretty self-explanatory. Some other examples for you. And the last one gets back to what I was talking about at the beginning, referring all complaints to the chief school administrator, and will act in compliance, on complaints at public meetings only after failure of administrative solution. So that's my use the proper channels acronym for that one. Again, giving some cases. Okay, I talked about conflict of interest. I talked about that wonderful document that I gave you, that questionnaire that helps us put together our matrix. We do have some board members that have members of their family that are employed here in the district or that are employed in other school districts in the state. And I ask for that information, not to be intrusive, not to pry into your personal life, but it does place a limit on some of the things that you are able to vote on, and where you may have to abstain or not be present for certain discussions. So what I do like to give is a definition of how relatives and immediate family members are defined. So when I ask for on the sheet any relatives that you have, I'm asking for anyone that falls in that right-hand column, unfortunately. And the reason why, just to kind of give you a quick chart, now, I think we are, going into this year, we are entering into negotiations with, I believe, one of the 7 units here in the district. But we need to know if you have any relatives that are working in other schools, because, as you see, it might limit whether or not you are able to participate in negotiations, be present for discussions. But again, that's why I ask for the information. I take that information, I break it down, I go through the ethics provisions for you, and then we come up with our matrix as to who can and cannot participate. To all of you, please do your training. New Jersey School Boards Association requires board member training. I don't know why, but they have gotten very militant with that in recent years. Newly elected board members, there's a mandatory ramp-up training that you'll have to participate in within your first year. Returning board members, there's the annual trainings. Please get that done. Otherwise, Mr. Ferreira, as the board secretary, will get a very nasty gram, and we'll be on the clock to get that completed. Congratulations to Mr. Metzger. We are one of the limited districts, not the first. So the trail was blazed, which it was in a good way, so that we kind of know what the rules of the game are. And just so everybody is operating on the same page, Mr. Metzger and I met back in November and had a discussion. And just so everybody's on the same page, just because he is a current student in the district, that in and of itself does not create a conflict for him. He is able to participate in discussions, and he acts as a full board member, absent a conflict such as a relative working in the district or another provision of the Ethics Act itself. But I just wanted to kind of give everybody, I believe in open transparency with all 9 of you. We all get the same information, we all hear the same information. So he is fully active He is off and running. So welcome aboard. Beware of social media. And as I drill this to my own kids to stay off it, but I feel like I'm shouting into the void sometimes by saying that. I give you the most instructive cases. And really what it boils down to is avoiding posts that would violate other provisions of the School Ethics Act. When that's really vague. What am I talking about? Posts that are attacking district employees. Because remember, one of the tenets is, I will support district employees in the proper performance of their duties. Revealing confidential information, whether it's student driven, whether it's negotiations driven, whether it's litigation or confidential matters that we discuss in executive session, whether it is seeking to address a situation or overstepping or micromanaging, and above all, avoiding the perception that you are speaking for or on behalf of the board. Because when we are in public session, this is when we are active. Outside of that, there's only one board member that does speak for the board, that is the board president, by statute and by our bylaws. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to try to help give you the disclaimer with that. And I will take any questions, Mr. Asatoli, you were right out of the chute. So.
Yes. Antonio, hang on a second. Let me ask you a question and then we'll go with it.
Yeah.
Then whatever the procedure is. Actually, I have two questions. In order to facilitate Mr. Metzger?
Yes. Metzger, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's difficult for me, so bear with me.
It's a new ethics provision. We have to say the names of our fellow board members correctly.
Yes. We can do this training either online or in Atlantic City, am I correct? Ben?
You are absolutely correct. So the training is actually a very good element is New Jersey School Boards is pretty diligent about getting the information. Mr. Ferrera's office, as the board secretary, handles the reminders that you will get, and he can be quite persistent in making sure he stays on top of you.
And my second question is absolutely unrelated, and I know we have discussions about this. Having worked in law enforcement for 46 years and testified in federal court, I have a little bit of a difference, or maybe it's a different interpretation that falls in line with what you say. If a board member, and I have never seen this here at all, never once, in all my years since 2011, notices something that's illegal, they have the ability to go to a law enforcement agency, a bona fide law enforcement agency, such as the state controller, the state attorney general, or even local law enforcement, without conferring with the board, because in other words, they would compromise the case. And I have seen that in federal court where it's been brought up. What's your opinion on that?
So what I would say is, you're referencing the provision about referring all complaints to the superintendent, and that is not talking about, because each of you do have a fiduciary duty as your role as the elected members of the Board of Education. I'm not talking about anything that is potentially criminal, fraudulent, or in violation of state law.
Right.
What that is, the complaint that I'm talking about is, you're in the shop right, you're at the Acme, you're at a recreation game, and people come up to you and they're, hey, I know you're on the Board of Education. Do you know about this issue? Can you believe this? What do you think about this? I need to get this fixed. What do I do? Those type of complaints are the ones that I'm talking about.
We are in 100% agreement on that, Mr. Toscano. And I would suggest as a long-term time member of this board and former president too, that always go to the attorney. I know Mark forever, and Mark came in being an RFP. I didn't know you from anybody. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And he served the district well. And as long as you go to Mark first, you can always count on getting a fair referral.
And that's
I
why
trust him 100%.
I thank you for the kind words. That's why I give each of you my email address. I'll give each of you my cell phone if you need to reach out, just so that we are also in compliance with the accountability regulations, Mr. Ferrera. Under the state guidelines, if you want to reach out to the board council outside the meetings, you have to just get the permission of the board president. And so we just make sure that we don't have 9 chiefs all calling all at the same time. So, any other questions?
Thank you for your answers. I think Antonio had.
Well,
Yeah. As somebody who's been going to these board meetings for the past years, and I've experienced these board meetings, and first time in history watching a student come on the board. I'm just wondering, what's the age to start running for boards? And
sure, no problem. Under the laws of the state of New Jersey, so long as you are 18 years old, registered to vote, and reside within the district, and not convicted of a crime or offense that would disqualify you from being able to serve on the board, you were able to run on the ballot.
I might run.
If you do, whoever's against you is going to be up for a tough match.
What town are you from, Antonio?
I'm from Marlboro.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Well, Mr. President, I apologize to encourage a rival, but with that, Mr. President, I just ask please that everyone could return their forms, and let's have a great time.
Anybody want to put forward a motion to go into executive session?
Second.
Gabrielle, second. Miss McCall. Thank you.
Let's have a motion to reconstitute ourselves in a closed session.
Motion.
That was Ms. McCall.
Oh, we really were serious?
Yeah, that was serious, yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. First up, we'll take item C, reorganization items. This is items C1 through 6. Oh, could I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Oh, Mr. Acetolo.
Second.
Ms. Higley. We're good.
Okay.
Discussion.
Okay, we have a vote.
Mr. Acetolo?
Yes.
Mrs. Bruno?
Yes.
Ms. Capiello?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
I abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCall?
Yes.
Mr. Messinger?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, item D. This is a vote to approve the meeting minutes from the meeting that was held on December 11th. How often? Have a motion? Mr. Cobb?
Second.
Mr. Gabriella?
Seeing no discussion, Mr. Acetolo?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Ms. Capiello?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
I abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCall?
Yes.
Mr. Messinger?
Abstain.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to communications. Before I ask Mr. Ferrara if there's any communications he'd like to share, also, Mr. Ferrara, I neglected to ask you if there was any additions to our agenda that are not in the hard copy that people may have missed.
No, Mr. Messenger, we have no changes to the public agenda. We
Yeah.
do have changes with reference to the exec agenda, which Mr. Toscano's going to review.
Just real fast, just in addition to the items that were noted on the agenda, that was pre-printed prior to the board's meeting, the board also discussed under exception number 3, HIV appeal, the HIV report, the student discipline report, and for exception number 8, the board also discussed the personnel matter.
All right, now we're going to move on to the superintendent's report, and part of that is going to be the financial report on our annual audit from John Swisher.
Yep, thank you. Yep, I have a couple of comments. Happy New Year. We are excited to be in 2026, welcoming all of our students back from a long and restful winter break. Just wanted to share, with the board, on December 6th, we had approximately 759 middle school students participating in our magnet program assessment at Colts Neck High School. That was where the assessment took place. Currently, we have over 1,800 applications representing 1,093 students. So we are very excited that we have so many students looking to apply to our magnet programs throughout our district. Also, we are running 8th grade orientation programs. That's for all of our students. Through the month of January, specific communications have come out from each high school to the rising 9th graders in regard to those programs. Those programs are just a wonderful opportunity for our parents, guardians, and students to really get their foot in the door and get acclimated to their home high school that they will be attending. On this agenda, we are approving our 26-27 Freehold Regional High School District school calendar. And I did want to note on that calendar, our full-day staff professional development day will be on Veterans Day, Wednesday, November 11th. So that is a day that the students will not be coming to school, but we will be engaging in professional development with our staff. Also, as we are in the winter season, but as we move toward the spring, our juniors will be taking the New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Assessment in March. Right now, all of our high schools are running after-school preparation classes, and those classes are taking place January, February, and the beginning of March, right before that test administration. We have classes in language arts and in mathematics, and we encourage students to participate in those sessions to give them kind of a leg up and a confidence booster before they're taking those assessments. And the high schools have released those schedules to the rising juniors. Also, the Freehold Regional High School District is offering a virtual SAT preparation course in preparation for the March SAT. This is where students can sharpen their skills in preparation. And registration, the SAT prep course does have a fee of $100. Sessions will be held virtually through Google Classroom. Classes will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening for an hour and a half. We have a total of 8 sessions, and the payment is due and registration is due by January 22nd. So again, we want to make sure that our students and families are fully apprised of those opportunities. I want to welcome Mr. Swisher. He is here to present our annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year 25. So thank you for being here.
No problem. Good evening, everybody. I am John Swisher. I am a partner with Supley Clooney Company. The district selected our firm to conduct your audit for the year end June 30th, 2025. The audit is required by the state of New Jersey. Each year I come and talk to you guys at very different times of the year, although the report is supposed to be due statutorily by December 5th. For the umpteenth year in a row, it was delayed. This year was because of the government shutdown and certain information required for your federal single audit was not available until very late in the game. And so the Department of Education extended the deadline to the 15th of January 2026. I'm happy to report that your report is dated November 26, 25. You guys were done, you had your records together, everything was done. Once the federal compliance supplement came out, we were able to issue the report. So you actually met the statutory deadline as opposed to the extension, which is again the 15th of this month. The results of the audit, as every year, contained in two reports. There's the small report, the auditor's management report, and then the thick report, the ACFR, the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report. And that's the report I'll start with. That's the report that contains the opinion on the financial statement. That's really, at the end of the day, what you pay us for. To render an opinion on the financial statements, to say that they are free from material misstatement. That's important to you guys as the board. It means you can rely on the financial statement, the public can rely on the financial statement, the federal government, the state government, bond rating agencies, et cetera, et cetera. It means we can take the records provided to us by the business office and the financial statements, apply tests to those financial statements, and make our judgment and render our opinion that they're free from material misstatement. I'm happy to say you've got an unmodified opinion, which is what you want to have. That's not unusual. In New Jersey, most districts do get an unmodified. In the time that I've been with the district, you've always had an unmodified opinion, and that continues to be the case, which is good. The second letter in their second opinion is a gas opinion, government auditing standards. That's on internal controls and compliance. Internal controls are your internal rules and regulations for processing your transactions. It could be the board approval of the minutes would be an internal control. Doing a bank reconciliation would be internal control. And again, we check these internal controls to make sure they're suitably designed, to make sure that everything gets into the right bucket. They're also designed to prevent or detect fraud within a reasonable period of time. Once we go over these controls, we deem them to be suitable, we test them to make sure they're actually being done. And I'm happy to say, on the internal control standpoint, no comments and recommendations, the opinion on that is clean. The second part of that letter relates to compliance. We live in the state of New Jersey. There's plenty of compliance on laws and regulations, state level, federal level, even at the local level. I'll use as an example purchasing and award of a bid, for instance, that you folks do every once in a while. We'll select some bids and make sure that they're in compliance with the local public contract law. All kinds of different compliance. Payroll is another area that's just filled with compliance. And again, you guys did great there. No comments or recommendations on compliance. I think this is the second year in a row with no comments, which is good news as well. The last letter in this report is on single audit. That's what I was referring to before, your federal and state single audit. When you spend over $750,000 in expenditures, we have to do additional testing. And this is where we got held up this year. The federal compliance supplement, the test that the federal government wants us to do on your federal programs, was not available due to the government shutdown. Once that came out, we were able to complete our testing. I believe it was IDEA that was tested this year, and your state aid public on the state side. Again, no comments and recommendations. Interesting on the single audit, we're finally through all the ESSER funding. And so for many years, probably the last 5 years since COVID, we've had to kind of test those programs. They were high-risk programs. Now we're going to kind of get back to this cycle of looking at the IDEA, Title I, National School Lunch. We'll be back in that cycle again going forward. But again, from an audit standpoint, we're kind of hit all the marks here. We have 3 opinions, we have no comments or recommendations, we have a clean audit opinion on the financial statements. All good stuff. The second report, the auditor's management report, that's the state makes us put, the State Department of Education makes us put this together, and they ask us to report on these various areas of compliance I just kind of talked about. And if there was comments and recommendations in reference in the opinions I just spoke about, they would be included in this report. This is a good report for you guys because there's no comments or recommendations. So it just goes through the various areas of compliance, payroll, purchasing, capital assets, and kind of talks about what's involved with each one of those areas. If there was a comment recommendation, it would be noted here. But as I said, we don't have any comments, so there's no comments in the report. I'll finish before I take questions, talking a little bit about the fiscal condition of the district. Your surplus, your fund balance, is basically flat from year to year. Slightly down, but not enough to note. What is interesting is in the district where you've had some challenges here, particularly with S2, looking back over the last 7 years, you've been very consistent with your surplus. Your use of surplus, and every year I come and talk to you folks about regenerating surplus, so you have it for your next year's budget, and how much of the budget will lapse in each year. And it's really quite remarkable how consistent you've been with that, and to be in a position at this point in time with what's happened in the district, with a good solid surplus. Okay, you're still putting some money into your restricted reserves, your capital reserve, your maintenance reserve. And so once again, it's about that tone and that consistency. And the bond rating agencies, for instance, really do thrive on that. They like to see that type of track record, if you will. So fiscally, again, you're holding steady. Okay, like I said, pretty much flat in surplus. But again, it's that track record that you guys can really all kind of be proud of in terms of how you're conducting your finances. So I'll take a deep breath right now and see if there's any questions from the board.
Any questions?
Well, Mr. Switzer, as always, I always have a question.
I understand that, that's fine.
Yes, and didn't you think Trish did an outstanding job in getting all the paperwork done? And could you explain that a little bit in comparison to other school districts?
Well, I can do that, but I've been asked not to embarrass Ms. Smith. Mrs. Smith
How
was in
would
the
that
audience.
embarrass her?
Although I
It's
do
a
kind of
wonderful-
enjoy it a little bit, so I will go into it.
Yeah.
So this big fat report that we see right here is just an ACFR. And we do probably between 30 and 35 school districts. And in most of those school districts, we prepare the schedules in the ACFR. Okay, we prepare the notes to the financial statements. We're allowed to do that. You are our only district that prepares the entire document. The only page in this report that's mine are the opinions, the things that I just referenced. And really, it's kind of a corporate way of going about doing things. It's a true audit, if you will. One other thing, just to add a little bit more embarrassment to it. There's a new standard this year. Nobody wants to know about it, I know, not to go too far, Alex, and calm down. GASB 101, which involves your compensated absences. I'm not going to go into the weeds on it, but where my other clients are really kind of struggling with it, I kind of give it to Trish, and she's able to implement new standards. It may be lost a little bit upon you. It does not happen in other districts. And I talked to a lot of my colleagues as well, and it's really quite remarkable what happens. So I think I've done enough damage. Any other questions?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
I should say one more thing. We have the return of our prodigal son here, Alex. And it's interesting. I worked with Alex when he was here before. I'm embarrassed with him too. I worked with Alex before, okay, when he was here, and then he left us cruelly. And he came back, and we really honestly didn't miss a beat. We had that relationship. I worked with Alex in other districts as well. And the flow of the audit was as good as ever. Okay, and that's we have big shoes to fill. I think I mentioned that last year, and I think you did a good job with that as well.
Okay, I'm assuming, and I think that's it, since there are no more questions.
Again, you have this report here. If there's any questions at all that come up over the course of time, I'm happy to come back and jump on Zoom, just talk to Alex and reach out to me.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Hazel, are you finished?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, since our last meeting was on December 11th and it was Christmas holidays, I assume there are no board reports. Means we'll go on to G, which is public participation. We have one person who signed up, Mr. Acetola from Colts Neck. You'd like to take the podium and speak?
No, can I speak from here if it's okay?
Sure, why not?
Okay, Mr. President, you and I have started in 2011. You stayed with it consecutively, where I had a few skips in service, and I am ultimately honored to have you take the reins and run the district from the chairman's perspective, as opposed to the superintendent's perspective, who I had just complimented. Can I say executive session, because I'm going to anyway. in executive session for her wonderful work that she has been doing. So thank you, Mr. Messenger, for doing this. I reached out to you, I asked you to do it, and you went to bat for me. I can't bat forth any longer, I just can't do it. So you're the hardest working guy I know, and I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Acetolo. I appreciate it. And with that, we will close public participation, move on to item H, personnel and negotiations. There's items 1 through 9. I just wanted to point out something that sticks out to people and myself is that you'll see that we're going to vote to approve the stipends for the flag football supervisors, and obviously we want to point out that after this first year, it is going to be pay to participate moving forward. So just to get that out there, and I'm sure that will be conveyed to all the students who get involved with flag football. So does anyone else have anything to discuss with respect to items H 1 through 9?
We just need a motion, Mr. President.
Oh, I thought the motion came after the discussion. Okay.
I would like to say something.
Yeah, you know what, let's
Wait,
make
can we
a
just get the motion in a second?
Then,
Then we can-
okay.
Ms. Capiello? Second?
Okay.
Second.
This is Bruno.
Yes.
No, now I can talk, all right. I just want to say, first of all, I'm very appreciative of everyone having the faith and confidence in me to be a vice president, and I really truly appreciate it. However, I do want to thank Pete Bruno for being a great president and a mentor for me, and I want to thank you for all your years as president, and it really means a lot to me, and I hope that I can only do half as much as you did, because you really were phenomenal. So thank you.
Okay, I guess we can call the roll.
Mr. Acetolo?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Capiello?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCobb?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Messenger?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on to programmed operations. This will be items I 1 through 4. Really, the highlights here are the payment of claims, accepting the annual financial report from Suki Clooney. And that is it. So does anybody want to put forth a motion here?
Motion.
Mr. Peter.
Second.
Mrs. Lavin? Anybody have anything to discuss? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Acetolo?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno? Yes. Mrs. Capiello?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCobb?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Messenger?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to J, Buildings, Transportation, and Physical Plant. We're going to consider items J 1 through 3. If you look, this is the portion of the agenda where we're voting to proceed with an application for a state grant for $195,000 to renovate the tennis courts at Freehold Borough High School. And here we're also approving a contract for the design, for the architectural firm for the design and construction administration for the roofs at all of our high schools. So does anybody want to put forth a motion?
Offered.
Second.
Second was Ms. Capiello.
Any discussion? All right, roll call.
Mr. Acetolo?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno? Yes. Mrs. Capiello?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCobb?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Messenger?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to K, educational programs. We'll consider items K 1 through 7. And within these items, you'll see dual enrollment for several classes with Brookdale Community College.
I'll offer. Second.
Any discussion? Roll.
Mr. Acetola?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mrs. Capella?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCall?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, next up, under administration, there's 2 items here about professional conferences and workshops, and then an approval of a first reading for the grounds and maintenance and school community liaison officer calendars for 2026 and 27.
I'll offer. Second.
Ms. Capella?
Discussion. Roll, please.
Mr. Acetola?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno? Yes. Mrs. Capella?
Yes on everything except on L1, I abstained from Dr. Hazel.
Thank you. Mr. Metzger?
Abstain.
Mrs. Higley?
Yes on everything except on L1. I abstained, Dr. Hazel and Rachel Guff.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Ms. McCall?
Yes.
Ms. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
Anybody have any old business?
Mrs. Capella.
I just wanted to second my thanks to Mr. Bruno for his many years of hard work as president. I know it's not been easy, it's very time consuming, and we're very appreciative. And appreciative of Mike serving as vice president, and now congratulations as president. I've always found this board to be cohesive and to work together well, and no matter who's sitting in what chair, we all respect each other's opinions and are all here for the same purpose, which is the best education we can provide for the students of our communities.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
Does somebody else have old business before moving on to new business? All right, we'll move on to new business. I have a few things here. Mr. Bruno, I was saving my thanks for new business, so I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate all the time and effort you put into this job, especially given a whole bunch of things that have happened over the past few years. And plus, I always think it's harder for a Howell person, because you have the longest commute to get to this building. Right?
I have my, this is Lavin.
So yeah, thank you so much for everything. And obviously one of the best people that's ever been associated with this district. I also actually want to thank Joan Butcher Farkas, who was with us for the past year. Thank her for her contributions to the board. And I would also like to thank my colleagues for giving me your vote of confidence to be president for the next 12 months. I really do truly appreciate it, and looking forward to a good year. And lastly, I wanted to ask Mrs. Higley if she could bring up and let the public know what's going to transpire.
That's what I was going
Oh, okay. So, go ahead.
On February 7th, they're going to be doing starting a scholarship basketball game in honor of Mary Huff and her family. There's going to be a scholarship, and it's going to be on February 7th at 10 a.m. at Manalapan High School. It'll be an annual event between Manalapan and Township basketball. And so the first one, if that one of mark your calendar, will be on, her family will be there at this one, and we're starting a scholarship, and I just wanted to make everybody aware of it. So she was a wonderful person, and dearly missed.
Okay, anything else? All right. Does anybody want to put forth a motion to adjourn?
I make a
our
motion to
meeting?
adjourn, please.
That's shocking.
Give me a second. Oh, Mrs. Bruno.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out.